He always kept a small note in his wallet. It read, "A delay is better than a disaster." But on this day, shortly after takeoff, his passenger plane flew straight into a flock of birds.
Birds. Whoa.
Both engines immediately caught fire and shut down. The plane lost all thrust, but the captain had no clear idea what was happening. He just knew they were rapidly losing power. Every decision he made in the next few seconds would determine the fate of 155 people on board. He tried restarting the engines. Nothing. Then, the cockpit lost power. Without hesitation, he switched on the auxiliary power unit. The systems came back online. The flight attendants urged passengers to remain calm. Most assumed it was just turbulence, unaware that in the cockpit, the pilots were fighting against death itself. The captain radioed air traffic control. The tower ordered all planes grounded and cleared the runway for flight 1549 to return. But Captain Sullenberger Sully knew better. With their current altitude and velocity, they weren't going to make it back.
This is the captain. Brace for impact.
What?
Brace! 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 Heads down! Stay down! Brace! 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 Heads down! Stay down!
The tower held on to a final glimmer of hope, but Sully's 42 years of flying experience told him the truth. They would have to land on the Hudson River. And then, the tower lost all contact. They kept calling, desperately trying to get Sully back on the line. The nearest airport was only 11 kilometers away, but there was no answer.
This isn't happening. People don't survive water landings, Henry.
The controller was devastated. The plane continued descending toward the water. Sully remained calm and focused. His co-pilot followed every command without hesitation. In the cabin, passengers began to pray. Some even whispered their final goodbyes. At the last moment, Sully adjusted the angle of descent. 50, 30, 20. The plane glided perfectly onto the Hudson River. No breakup, no flip. It coasted for a distance, finally coming to a stop in the middle of the river. But the danger wasn't over. Sully rushed to the cabin, telling everyone to put on life vests and evacuate in an orderly fashion. Water flooded in quickly, rising to the windows. The plane was sinking fast. His co-pilot was still in shock. Flight attendants, some injured, jumped straight into action. The front doors were opened. Life rafts deployed successfully. Emergency exits were opened, and passengers climbed onto the wings. Some even jumped into the icy river, trying to swim to shore, forgetting this was a freezing winter in New York, with temperatures well below zero. Sully handed out blankets to children, trying to keep them alive in the cold. Nearby Coast Guard patrols spotted them, and air rescue was already on the way. Boats rushed from all directions. The Coast Guard carefully docked next to the wings. Passengers were pulled aboard one by one. Sully jumped into the freezing water himself, risking his life to save one man struggling in the river. More than 300 citizens showed up to help in the rescue. Everyone joined in. It was a miracle. In a